So we will move swiftly on and begin our panel discussions. And I have to introduce first a very important part of those discussions, our facilitator, Mr. Ross Munnelly, who's on the call beside me at the minute, Director of Alumni Relations and Acting Joint Head of Student Recruitment in DCU. Ross, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Sinead. Always a pleasure to join.
Absolutely. I'll hand over the virtual microphone to you now.
Thank you very much. And I know our panelists are just joining the call. So Mary Brohan, you are very welcome, Principal at St. Benilda's College. Alice Lemena-Byrne, our Cloud Strategist at Microsoft, and also Gavin O'Reilly, Senior Management Consultant at KPMG. So starting with you, Mary, do you want to tell us just very briefly, just give us an insight into the postgrad course that you studied at DCU?
Okay, so the course that I did was the Master's in Science in Guidance and Counselling. It's a 2-year part-time course, 2 evenings a week, and I have to say I really, really enjoyed it. It was absolutely fantastic. It was a real leap of faith for me. I had to travel about a quarter every the 2 evenings every week. So there was a lot of doubts in my mind before I took it on, but I have to say I really, really enjoyed it. And it was, it was life-changing for me, I have to say.
And I know we'll ask you talk about that in more detail in a couple of minutes' time, Mary, but very much in your case, as the President has just said, DCU graduates not just employable, but promotable as well. And I know you have a couple of great stories about that too. So Gavin, you're most welcome. Would you like to tell us a little bit about the postgrad course that you pursued?
Sure thing. So I did the Masters in Electronic Commerce in DCU Business School. It's a 1-year program, it's full time. And really what that is, it's an introduction into the technology sector. So it can either be split into 2 backgrounds. You can come in from a business or a technical background. I came in from a business background, and really what that done was kind of just gave me an idea, gave me further development in technology, and really kind of gave me a strong foundation to pursue a career in technology. So like some of the subjects that I've done was digital business, some Java programming, web design, e-commerce infrastructure, all quite technical, coming from a business background. And I was quite scared starting the Masters, and that I think, okay, am I actually the type of guy that can code? But the help that is there is quite good, and I have to say DCU is really good at, from a technical basis, in terms of improving your overall capacity to code and whatever. So I found it really tough. It is a hard course, but I wouldn't be put off by it. Just go and do it, and it's an investment, like Mary said, and it will pay off, and you will notice it down the line when you're in a career.
Brilliant. Thank you for that, Gavin, and we'll delve into that a little bit more over the next 15 or 20 minutes. And Alice, you are most welcome to join us this afternoon as well. Would you like to tell us a little bit about what you studied here in DCU?
Thank you for having me, Ross. Basically, I studied a program called Management of Information System Strategy, which is actually a year postgrad, and then I later advanced to an MSc, Masters of Science in Management of Information System Strategy. And coming from a psychology background, I felt an urge to do a program, a course that would give me an advantage in the workplace. And also one of the things that I've actually picked up from this course is that it enhanced my employability record. And because, there'll always be needs for information systems across business verticals and societies. And we live in a world that is static and is constantly changing, given the improved technologies, innovations, and the evolution of customer preferences and requirements. So this program gave me an urge, an absolute advantage, and it positioned me, made me stand out to employers, and also boosted my resume.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us, Alice. And in terms of, I guess, the whole purpose of this evening is to talk about postgrad studies at DCU and talk about the impact of postgrad. And you made the brave move of taking on your postgrad study when you were unemployed. And as you said, the course very much prepared you for the future. And you've developed a really good career ever since.
Yes, I've always wanted to get my feet into the tech industry. And after I completed this course, actually just before I completed, I was so fortunate to get into employment. So it wasn't a struggle for me to find employment after I completed my studies at DCU.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I know you've gone on to be promoted a number of times, and your role in Microsoft at the moment. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Basically, I'm currently working as a digital cloud strategist, and my role entails helping organizations migrate their information and services into the cloud. I help to ensure this by analyzing companies' needs and also helping them select an appropriate cloud technology for their organization, as well as driving transformation to create competitive advantages and increasing their agility.
Fantastic. And I know from chatting to you as well that you get to do all that while working with people all over the world.
Yes, what happens is when you work in a multinational organization, you'll be working with diverse teams from all walks of life. So that's the beauty about working in this type of industry. And the skills that I've acquired from this course were great, because this particular course provides a coherent set of contemporary technology management skills to meet the growing demands of industry expectations, which are essential to digitally transform modern workplaces.
Fantastic, and thank you for sharing that with us, Alice. A very exciting role, and I'm really envious of you. I'm going to turn attention now to you, Mary Brohan. You did the Masters in Guidance and Counselling. You had the unfortunate task throughout that of pulling me along with you in that course. But not alone did you go on to become a guidance counsellor, but you've since gone on to work as a deputy principal, and you're now principal in St. Benilla's College. And I know, I probably shouldn't say this online, but I know you're going to send us loads of Leave Cert students to join us in September for their undergrads. But Mary, you said life-changing at the start. You started guidance counselling, but you're also now working as a principal.
That's right. Yeah, so I suppose having taught in the same school for all my teaching career, as I said, I always kind of felt I'd like to get involved in guidance counselling. So that's why I did the course. And but then I found that as the course went on, I became very interested in the counselling end of things. So I went on and did a diploma in integrative psychotherapy and counselling. And then I found that the skills that I got from that were very much people-based skills. So I decided to, further the education end of things, and I applied for a role as deputy principal, which I was very lucky to be successful in getting. I did that for 2 years, and then the principalship came up in the school, and I applied for that and got it. And I'm absolutely sure, had I not done the Masters in Guidance and Counselling, that I wouldn't be sitting where I am sitting today. It has also led to other opportunities. As I said, I did some counselling. I worked in a counselling centre in a local area also, but I just found I couldn't keep everything going. I also did some tutoring in DCU with the PME students, and I really enjoyed that, and occasional lecturing in DCU. But again, time is my problem now, because obviously, you know, being principal, it's very, very busy role, particularly in these times of COVID. But I would say it was life-changing. I think it really broadened my horizons. I suppose looking back now, you know, while I loved the school that I taught in, and it's a fantastic school, when you're teaching in the same place with the same people for so long, you become quite insular. Whereas I found when I did the masters, there was a much more diverse group of people. Half the people on the course were teachers, the other half weren't. And it just broadened out your horizons. You got different perspectives on things, and your confidence grew as well. You know, as the course went on, and you could see, you know, I can cope with this. I have loads of other stuff going on, but I can manage everything. So all those things, you know, it helps your time management skills, your people skills, your conflict resolution skills. So, and we got great support from Paul King, who was the director at the time, and from everybody in DCU. So I would absolutely say it was life-changing, and I would highly recommend anybody listening. You know, I had loads of doubts about going for it. Would I not? You know, even throughout the summer when I had been accepted, but I would say it was definitely life-changing, and it has opened up many, many doors for me, and continues to open up doors for me.
Yeah, thank you for that, Mary, and very much, yeah, with a postgrad qualification, it's not just about the final parchment that you receive. It's all about those transferable skills, and it looks like from your background you're also in the running for Principal of the Year with all those thank you cards and so on. So
oh, I don't know about that.
Very popular with the students. Gavin, it's not that long ago since you were a student. I think you're graduated about 3 years at this stage. What about yourself in terms of the impact of your postgrad? You're now working at KPMG. You're a senior management consultant. So what's that like, and what has the impact been like for you?
Well, I think previous now, my background was in business studies, and I always kind of had an interest in technology, and my actual degree didn't really touch too much of technology. So I kind of spent a year working for Royal Bank of Canada, a really kind of process-driven job, and I just felt like I couldn't really get out of the kind of banking industry unless I kind of progressed then into a master's. And obviously my interest was in technology and business, so I think doing the master's in e-commerce really helped me get a stronger foundation in technology, and then progress to pursue a career in technology and consulting as well. I know for consultancy, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but they kind of like to hire people that have masters, unfortunately, you know. So that was really a selling point for me going into doing my masters, was, you know, it opened a lot more opportunities for me, and more variety to work as well.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing that, and brilliant to see that your career trajectory is going upwards all the time. And was there a moment, I guess, when you do a postgrad, when you're doing a postgrad program, and it's different for everybody, was there a moment, obviously what you're learning in terms of the theory and all of that, the application of assignments, but was there a time for you where everything came together, where you grew in confidence?
To be fair, I think it's kind of around this period now. I've probably 3 years since I've done it, and I kind of looking back and I can understand the foundation that it's given me to go forward, whether that be managing workloads now in my job. And the workload can be quite a lot, and I think managing the workload in a master's kind of gets you ready for going into a job that has a high workload, you know. But now, even looking at my LinkedIn and all the messages that I get from potential employers, there's a lot more coming through than there was before I done my masters, you know. And there's a wide variety there. There's a lot of tech companies writing to me, and, you know, a wide variety. So, you know, I think right now I'm reflection, like when I done the masters, there was a lot of pain, I'm not gonna lie. You know, you're in for it, you're gonna have to put your head down for a year, and it's a sacrifice, but it really is gonna pay off, you know. And it's an investment, like you said, Mary, in yourself, and why wouldn't you not do it, you know?
Yeah, and thank you for that. And important to, as you say there, just to almost summarize, short-term pain for long-term gain.
Exactly.
As with anything in life, if it's to be worthwhile, it's going to require hard work. But Hard work indeed it is, but you're never there on your own. And I know, Alice, just coming back to you for a moment, and we'll have a speaker from the Career Service later on, but Alice, you found that there was plenty of resources to help you along the way.
Yes, indeed. There's actually, you know, the way the course was designed, it was, it gives a blend of social, business, and analytical modules that are ideal at enhancing your innovative thinking, your critical analysis and research aspect of it, and also decision-making skills. So when you do this course, I'd say the DCU, you know, the DCU workforce. I mean, people working in the office with DCU Connected, because that's where I was aligned to. They are always there. The lectures, the tutors, they're very helpful, and they're always prompt at responding to any queries that you have, and also in regards to when you complete the course, there's the student career office as well that helps you enhance your resume. They help you. They did help me, because I remember my CV was all cluttered and all over the place. So I walked into the offices, and the ladies helped me restructure my CV very well. And it did, as I've aforementioned, that I managed to secure a job while I was actually, I think, 2 months before I submitted my dissertation. So it was all good.
Brilliant, and thank you for that. And I know the excellent Siobhan Murphy will join us later on as part of the Career Service. And Siobhan is also a DCU graduate and will share some insights from the Career Service. But you, of course, as do a lot of students, Alice, engage with the Career Service early on, not alone to talk about the resume and the job hunting strategy, but also to plan for the future. And for any of our attendees this evening, if you do choose to join us in September, get into the Career Service early and start planning your future, because your postgrad is a platform for the future. Mary Brohan, we might give you the final word. I know you were studying part-time, you were driving from Monaghan to Dublin. What advice would you give to anybody who's listening this evening and is considering a postgrad study at DCU?
I would say go for it. You will have doubts. I certainly had doubts. As I said, the whole summer, I'd wake up one morning and say, I'm going to do it. The next morning, I'd say, oh, have I time? Can I? I had 4 children at that time, ranging from the age of 9 to 19. I was working full time. I was writing for the Irish Independent, Fuincha Sarang articles. I was doing other stuff. I was just very busy, and life was very busy. But actually, you know, looking back now, that gave me time for me. I really, really enjoyed it. I was worried about the money. You know, could I afford it? Could I not afford it? But your money is elastic. My husband said to me at the time, if one of the children was looking for this money, you'd find it. And that really was a kind of a trigger for me. He said, yeah, I will find it. You'll get it back tenfold, not just in monetary, but in job satisfaction, in your confidence. Like, it really is, I would just say, go for it. It's a fantastic college. You get support every step of the way. As Gavin said, it is really, really busy time. You know, it really, really is busy, but your time is elastic. So I wish you the very best of luck, and you won't regret it. I absolutely can guarantee that. And you'll make loads of new friends as well, including people like Ross. But yeah, you will make loads of new friends. So best of luck to anyone. I would definitely say go for it. It's a brilliant experience.
Thanks a million, Mary. Much appreciated. And that, folks, wraps up the first panel discussion. So I want to say a big thank you to Mary Brohan, Gavin O'Reilly, and Alice Lemena. You've been fantastic guests, and thank you for sharing your DCU experience and talking about the impact of a postgrad study from DCU on your careers.